Steve, what's your thoughts after going through the next round of the FA Trophy?
Well, I think my thoughts are more about the day, the weather, the travelling in to get here, there being a pitch inspection earlier. You know, it throws you, and that today. I mean, congratulations to both teams, really. You know, trying to play football. The rain's fine; it's the wind, and that was really, really strong, and that made it for a real difficult game. You know, we don't necessarily want a day when it's like it is. You know, the pitch ended up being heavy. We travelled a long way on the team bus yesterday. You get stuck on the M25 like everybody else does. So all of those things, they all add up, and what you don't want to do is you don't want that to come back and bite you. You know, they scored on one of their counter-attacks, a good goal, but they scored on one of their counter-attacks in the first half. And then, you know, what you don't want to do is come away from home on days like today and go 1-0 down. The only thing it does show, it shows great character from our boys. To come back into the game and probably at the end had enough chances maybe where we should have got the winner. But with it going to penalties, I probably about 5 or 10 minutes before the end, I started writing down the order of what I hoped would happen, and then it's down to the boys to deliver, and they did that. And we still had a couple of others in reserve should we need to look onto them if the penalties had gone even further. And it's funny how football throws things up. So the other week we play on a real frosty, hard pitch that was another, you know, I suppose the complete opposite to today, where, you know, this one had sort of load of atmosphere going around the ground or in the air or the wind. We had no atmosphere in the home game against Halifax, a freezing cold night. And Jed lets a ball squirm under him that on another day, you know, he's taken worse balls today than that one. So that, you know, I'm really, really pleased for him, and that's why I pushed him to the front there to make sure that he got the applause off of the supporters, and probably finally, you know, the supporters today, you know, bless them, you know, coming all this way to see us, but then on a day like it is, you know, I just hope they all, you know, drive nice and safely on the way home, and hopefully we've made their trip home potentially a little bit shorter.
You alluded to Jed Ward, I guess he's the hero of the day. Dan Connor said slyly he didn't commit that they would be practicing penalties, but I guess it was something you just practiced during the week. To be honest, we actually didn't practice specifically this week, but we do practice penalties in terms they do them quite often. That was, you know, that's how I was able to pick that 5 out because of what I've seen in training. So that was why I went with what I went with, and they delivered them. So you know. No, we didn't practice them yesterday specifically. That's the truth. We could always blag it and go, yeah, we did, but we didn't. But we have practiced penalties, and I see the boys take them in training on a regular basis. And they were confidently taken all 5 penalties.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, they were very good. And I still, like I said, I thought we had a couple more still in the locker to go, and I would have been confident enough with those boys as well. But you had to bear that in mind when you were doing substitutes as well today. So, you know, that was important that we ended up getting the order right, and that was why Teddy went on at the end. I saw nothing wrong in Longy's performance, but Teddy went on at the end because I don't remember Longy ever really taking one, and I knew Teddy would. So that was just that substitution at the end, and Teddy would have been one of those ones who I would have been confident of sticking a penalty away. But then you've got, you know, a lad who's been injured, been out for a little while, coming back through training, go onto the pitch, play in this sort of weather, and hope, I suppose, when you do put him on, that number one, he does well against a tricky winger, and then if he does get a penalty, that your substitutions prove right. So we're lucky with that today.
You scored after just making a double substitution as well. Obviously, a well-worked corner routine.
Yeah, look, you know, we work a lot on corners. And I've said to the boys, I don't think that we've ended up getting enough out of our set plays. I think that is an area where we can definitely improve. But to get that one to go in today was fantastic, and I'm really pleased for Maisie. You know, he's a great lad. He's a great lad, and if you want anyone to shoot from the edge of the box or 12 yards out, he can definitely be one of them, that's for sure.
Finally on the game today, how was the pitch? It did seem to hold up work, it got a lot worse out of 90 minutes.
I think what happens, we're stood at the end, funny enough, there's a slope down that end, but we're actually at probably the worst end of the pitch. But look, you know, the pitch was tough today, but it was tough for both teams. But I'll tell you what, fair play to the groundsman. You know, the groundsman for getting a game on. There's been lots of games, you know, around the country today that have been cancelled. And, you know, congratulations, you know, to everybody here for getting the game on. We thought it was a real difficult game, but congratulations to everybody here today for getting the game on. And I suppose a big thank you to the groundsman.
Finally, the game on Tuesday's been called off, of course.
Yeah.
Is that a frustration to you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we knew that before the game, but you know, frustrated. You can be frustrated by the weather. You can criticise it all you like, but unfortunately, it doesn't pay any attention to criticism. The weather, so we can't do anything that's out of our hands. But yes, we would have really liked to have the game on, because that would have been a game that we would have obviously enjoyed being at home. We would have looked forward to. So yeah, we are disappointed that game's off, but we've now got a clear week, and hopefully we get home and everybody else gets home safe, and heavy pitch out there. So you know that it might work out right for us. Sometimes, you know, things happen and they happen for a reason. So maybe the game's off for a reason.